Hello, friends. How are you doing today? I trust that you're doing well and also you're putting some of the things that you read from our YouTube channel to action. Action is the bedrock to success. So faith without works is dead. So even if you can't do everything that we say, do just one thing. Just pick one thing and say, I'm going to be doing this one thing. First of all, before I go into what the body was designed to take in, I want to talk about elimination diets, because at the end of our talk in this series, you're going to be writing some of the foods that you will eliminate from your diet, some of the things that you take off from your kitchen. You're going to write them down and paste it in your kitchen and mark them as you go. Ziza is not a quick fix person, no. I believe that lifestyle change will come gradually, except if you're already having health issues. That's when we begin to do drastic lifestyle change. But if you're not having any health issue, we take it slowly so that you can have what I call a habit that stays, not the one that just comes and goes. Habits that stays. So this moment we're going to look into what the body was designed for. You know, we've talked about purpose in relation to the body. We've talked about what God created for the body. So we're going to break it down as we go forward. What did God create for the body to take in? Okay, we know our classes of food. Can you mention them? You can mention them, you can write them down. Classes of food. We have carbohydrates, protein, fats. Mention them. And you know, one of the things that matters is that all the classes of food, every one of them is important to the body. Everything God created, you know, I've said it before, is important to the body, including carbohydrates. I know some people think that carbohydrates is the problem. Carbohydrates is not the problem, my dear. Protein is not the problem. Fat is not the problem. So when you think the classes of food. So these are things that are going to be we're going to be looking into. How come all these classes of food are important? God created them, don't forget. He created them and He created them for the body. So but how are you taking each of these foods? The timing that you take them and the quantity is what matters. See, now we're talking about food in relation to purpose. We're talking about food as God's creature. He has designed you for a purpose. So we can't afford, and He's the owner of our body, He's the owner of our spirit, He's the owner of our soul. As somebody that understands that you were created for God. So let's begin to understand what we should put in our mouth. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is about the macro and the micronutrients. I'm separating them, the classes of food, into two. We have the micro and the macro nutrients. The micro is spelled as M-I-C-R-O and the macro is spelled as M-A-C-R-O. So we have the micronutrients and the macronutrients. These classes of foods are divided into these two parts. And as I said earlier, they are all important. First of all, let's give example of the macronutrients. The macronutrients are carbohydrates, protein, and fats. That's fat and oil. That's macronutrients, M-A, macronutrients. I like breaking down things so that you understand what you're doing and what you're going into. It's not some, I hear people say natural, eating natural, living natural is difficult. It is difficult because the devil has painted it that way. Let me tell you something. The natural eating zone is a zone that God designed. It's a zone that we're meant to be from creation. It's a zone that we're meant to be from when we're giving birth to into this world. But you know what? Things change because the devil seemingly is the god of this world. So he tries to make God a liar. But he doesn't succeed because God keeps raising soldiers and armies that will declare his zone. So natural eating is not difficult. It is just going back to God. That's simple. Going back to God, going back to what he designed. So when we're talking about macronutrients, the carbohydrate, the fat, the oil, we're talking about them in their natural state, in the state that God designed it. In the state that God designed it, free from chemicals, free from preservatives. Do you understand? Free from chemicals and free from preservatives. That's the only way the macronutrient is not dangerous to the body. Because most times we shout it that I don't want to eat taking carbohydrates, I don't want to take in protein, I don't want to take in this. No. The problem is not this class of food. It's not the macronutrients. The problem is that the macronutrient that we consume is not from God's zone. We consume the ones that are filled with chemicals and preservatives. We consume the processed version of these foods. And the body does not recognize it. The body does not recognize macronutrients that is processed and filled with chemicals. And don't forget that the body takes in things and uses the nutrients from them. It is not about the food, it is the nutrients in the food that you are eating. So if you have killed the nutrients that the body is supposed to recognize and use for its building up and use for its function, then you're just eating. And sometimes we even eat them as poison, because by the time it's being processed, it now becomes poison. And so it is foreign to the body that God created. My dear, Ziza is calling you right now to a life of God's zone, to eating from God's zone, to a change in what you put in your mouth, so that whatever you're putting in your mouth is what comes from God's zone. And when I mean God's zone, is that the way God created it, free from preservatives, free from chemicals. So this day we've looked at macronutrients. I said the classes of foods I'm dividing into two: the micronutrients and the macronutrients. So I've been able to tell you what the macronutrients are, the examples of the macronutrients. That's carbohydrate, protein, fat, and oil. And I've been able to let you understand that they are not dangerous in themselves. They are not. They are fantastic if only we eat them from God's zone. So we are going to continue next time on the micronutrients, examples of the micronutrients, and we're going to tie it up to understanding how to combine these different nutrients, the macro and the micro, how to eat them per time, and the quantity our body requires. So my friend, it is not a difficult task to move to healthy eating. No, it is one day at a time. It is not a quick fix. It is all a lifestyle change. So let's go there. Thank you for listening to us today. This is Ziza, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ziza Dance Fitness. Just subscribe and get videos from us. You can check us on Instagram. It's Ziza Dance Fitness. On Facebook, it's Ziza Dance Fitness. And then you can join us on Telegram, where we teach natural remedies. That's on Total Heart Health, natural remedies. And then we also look at scriptures and also try to intercede for those that are sick, so that you don't just live by yourself. No, you're concerned about other people. Pray for our health, pray for those that are sick and all that. You can join us on Telegram too, but don't forget to call 08027249068 so that we can connect you to all this platform. God bless you. Remember, you must remain in God's zone. Thank you.